don't you understand? Your love is on one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give.
I'm back. It's been 4 years that I have had Sisterlocks, and I haven't done a video in about a year, so I wanted to bring you all just a little bit of update of what's been going on. And look at these locks. They're wet now, but I am going to show you how I care for them and a little bit about what's been happening in a couple of old moments. So this is going to be the short, sweet, and direct of everything that has been happening along my Sisterlock journey. It's been 4 years this month. This is October 2025. So it's been 4 years that I have been locked, and I just want to show you my length check. I actually just washed my hair, and I had a retie last week. And so, of course, you can still see my natural layers that's in my hair. And I have them all the way through. So I'll give you a 360. And it's been a lovely journey. Right now, I have had a bout of some scalp irritation to where I've had to actually use some ketoconazole, and this, I'm actually just finishing it, so this is the finished bottle of the ketoconazole, and then also at the same time some betamethasone, right? Because I've had some seborrheic dermatitis, and I don't use products much, so not sure where that was coming from, but as soon as I noticed it, I said, oh, let me go and get something prescription, because regular shampoo just wasn't helping. And the things that I was noticing with my hair was I could wash it, and then like 2 days later, it's this moldy smell. Yeah, like when something's wet, or if you keep something like clothes wet too long, it was that smell. So I made sure that when I do wash my hair, I dry it immediately. I no longer sit and braid it together and let it dry all by itself all day long. I will, like right now, my hair is, I just got out, just washed it. So what I will do is right now, I will help it along by blow drying it. I've actually ordered a little blow drying cap where you put your blow dryer at the end of it and let it, and put the cap on your head, and it'll actually dry your hair. It's almost like sitting under a hooded dryer. I got that from Amazon, and was it Amazon or TikTok, and I'm waiting for it to come in now. So hopefully that'll help me with my drying journey, because I don't like to just go, you know, I don't like holding a dryer like that to my hair. And I don't think at this point, for me, the reason why I have locks is because I don't want to be getting under a dryer, like a real hooded dryer, and happen to buy that and set up that little drying thing. I just don't want to do that. So outside of that, I've had a great lock journey. I don't have any issues with the integrity of my locks. Again, if you have been watching my videos, you will notice that I have a lot of locks, and my locks on the back are a lot smaller than my locks on top and in the front. And also the ends of them, like right now they're wet, so they're a little swollen, but I was having some issues with at the top of my hair. I used to have these really thick ends, and so what I did was I started pulling them, and as they grew down, they started to kind of resolve on its own. I did cut a couple of them because they were just too big to kind of go through that little loop, but outside of that, no other issues. So what I would say is definitely, if you are getting locks or you have locks, make sure that when you're in the beginning stages of your locks, that you're protecting your ends, that you're making sure you're pulling your locks so they're just not getting really fat and getting waterlogged and having a lot of water in them after you wash your hair. Make sure you're braiding and banding, and then also make sure you're pulling your ends. The other thing is I have to constantly pull my roots apart so they don't marry together. So again, I had my retie last week. My roots look pretty good. As y'all can see, I don't like my edges real tight. I don't want it to be pulling. I already have cowlicks or wide hairline. I always have had that since a child, but I just like to protect my edges and my roots. I don't do a whole lot of tight, just a lot of real tight ones at the roots. It's not, I get reties every 7 weeks now. So I just get them 7 weeks, and I don't need to get them super tight so I don't have to go back. You know, I don't do that. That's not good for your hair follicles, and it's just painful, right? But anyway, outside of that, the other products that I use is just regular clarifying shampoo. Outside of having to use that just to get my scalp back clear. I don't really have a lot of issues anymore, but make sure that whatever you're doing with your hair, you're washing it regularly. When you're going somewhere to get your reties, that they are very hygienic and using barbicide and cleaning their tools, and also that you're not sleeping in a cap and having a lot of moisture in your hair. So if you are a bonnet wearer, make sure it's one that's breathable. You don't want any type of fungus or scalp bacteria, anything in your hair. Make sure you're keeping it very clean. I always wash my hair once a week. I used to do it every 2 weeks when I first got locked, but now because of just the cleanliness, and I just love the way it feels to have my hair clean and my scalp clean, I wash my hair once a week. It's very normal to wash it twice a week. I'm sorry, once every 2 weeks. But for me, for my hair and the cleanliness that I need for my scalp, I am doing it once a week. I work out a lot, 3 days a week, and 2 to 3 days a week. I'm not gonna even tell you that lie like it's always 3, but 2 to 3 days a week, I like to work out at the gym, and I just want to make sure that I'm just not harboring any bacteria. All right, so as you can see, when my hair is dry, I'll show you another update. I have natural highlights in my hair. I don't know if you can kind of see that. When my hair is wet, you can't see, but you can see that I have a natural brown in my hair, and I've always had that since a kid. From the roots, when you see it, you look from a distance, you look at my hair and you go, oh, she's got dark hair or brown hair, dark brown hair or black hair. But no, I am they call a dirty red. So with my hair, I make sure that I tie it up at night. I put a pineapple on top, and I make sure that it is not pulling always up like that, right? So I just bend over, put my hair up in a ponytail, pineapple it, put one band around it, and that's what I do for to sleep. Okay. Sometimes I will do 2 ponytails and sleep like that. For the most part, I want my hair to get air, and I don't want it to feel like it's suffocating and you can't breathe, right? And there's this thing called perimenopause. When you find her, whoop her for me. And I mean it, whip her for me. So, you know, when you sweat a little bit, you get a little dampness around the edges back here around the nape of your neck. And that may also be what's causing the change in my scalp, is the perimenopause. So that's the things that we have to deal with. I don't put anything on my hair besides water. I have a little spray mister, and I mist my hair every so often. If it's really, really dry in the summertime, I will do like a little oil in like the dry spots, and then maybe put some on the ends of my hair and kind of braid it down so that I can kind of protect it. Because sometimes you don't always want your hair loose, so that your locks will be thick. So a lot of times I just, excuse me, I have my hair braided down and have put a little oil on there to help retain a little moisture. If it's a summertime, maybe once or twice a summer. That's it. But a little water, sometimes a little rose water, but just maybe once or twice a week, just to give it a little life. In the summertime, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, just to spritz a little bit before I go to work. Outside of that, if you're thinking about getting Sisterlocks, get them. If you're in the Atlanta area and you need someone to recommend, I have 2 great people that does Sisterlocks. One, she started my locks and maintains them now. And then the other one was maintaining my locks for a good amount of time while my other loctician was out. So the one who started my locks, she's in Kennesaw. And then the other one is up the road in Alpharetta. So if you're familiar with those areas and you're anywhere near, just drop below that you would like their information, and I can tell you, give you their information. They are certified locticians, and don't forget that Sisterlocks is a trademark. So if you get your hair done by someone, make sure that they are a Sisterlock consultant. Okay. All right. So even though we're talking about locks, I always give you little tidbits on some of the things that I use and some of the things that help me as far as self-care. All right, so one of the things is that this is the time of year where you always want to make sure that you change with the season, but it's very hard for me to change from this because this is more of a summertime fragrance, but I just love Chanel's Gabrielle. This is kind of timeless, it's classic. I like this, sort of like the Mademoiselle, but this right here is just like a very clean and classy smell. So if you have not ever smelled this, please go check out the Chanel Gabrielle. And then as far as keeping the Chanel going, I love this. I actually got this sometime last season, but this was the Chanel. It's the Chanel. It's a Rue Allure, and this is really nice for the fall, winter time coming. So I'll show you just a little bit of what type of lip it gives you. Okay, and it's very light, but it gives you a nice little feel. It's not heavy. And here I am about to mix and match because I want to definitely show you this other one. This is my go-to, my everyday wear, and this is by Urban Decay. It's called 1993. 1993 was a good year, and this gives me if I just want to get out and about and I just want to throw something on and I want to remain nude or neutral, I just place this on. Actually, a good friend of mine gave this to me for a gift one time, and ever since then I've been using it because it's very much neutral. So you see how they're different, but they're same. So it kind of blends, right? So this is it's a matte 1993 matte, and let's see. And the other one was the Chanel. Also, you got to keep it going with the Dior. Dior has a really nice one for the fall. And as you can see, that's a nice fall color. And this one is called Rouge Dior. The Chanel was called Rouge Allure. So rouge is a thing, okay? All right, so this one I love to wear just on a regular basis as well. But it looks really good with anything with a chocolate liner. So if you have that chestnut liner from MAC, if you don't have it, get it. But the chestnut lip liner from MAC, that goes really well with. And then a new thing that I have tried, because I was using the bronzer, and I still do. I still use the bronzer from Fenty Beauty, the bronzer stick. But this right here was one, it's kind of like a powder bronzer. It's a little lighter, and sometimes if you just want to dust it on, this is the matte, and it's called MAC Matte Richie Rosy. So it's by MAC, and it's a matte, and it's called Rich Rosy, and it's just a skin finished bronzer. And so I use that oftentimes just on the forehead, around here, and just down these areas. So but that's it. That's all the updates that I want to give you. And one of my go-tos right now, it was so funny that I found this because, as you all know, I'm La Chantel, okay? And I was in Marshall's the other day and I saw this little roll-on, and it's called Lavender La. You know I have to give it. And I love lavender. And this right here, I take with me to work in my purse, in my work bag, and it's a really lovely, calming smell. This is a smell when you want a passerby, you want to pass by somebody and you want to smell good. This is it. Okay, this is it. And it's called Lavender La La. You can actually order it online as well, but I got this from Marshall's. So La La is wearing lavender. And then also, if you can notice, because I just put on lipstick, that it gets on my, so now one of the other things that changes that I have Invisalign. So as you can see, I have Invisalign now. So this is the second time that I've had to have braces in my lifetime. I had them as an adult twice. So I had them when I was about 25, and now here I am again, 25 years later in braces. How does that sound? 25 and 25 years later. But it is for your self-care. Then you want to make sure you take care of you. And if you have to do it once, and if you have to do it again, make sure it's done to please you and doing what you want to do for yourself to make yourself feel good, right? All right, so that was it. That was my 15 minutes to give you kind of an update. I will have more videos to come because it's about to get cold outside here in the Atlanta area, and I will be in a little bit more and having a little bit more time to give you updates and show you a little bit about my hair, as well as some other things that's happening, and then some little travel that I'm about to do because I'm hitting a milestone birthday and I'm going to Africa. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in my next video. Until then, stay sassy, stay free, and always remember you are loved. Bye.